Hey nerds, back today we're talking about comic book shop that we used to run back in 2013. 2014, called... Everybody, you want to show off y'all's shirts?
Nerds!
It's called Noids.
Noids. Yeah. Such a great name. But
great.
so we're taking you on a little time trip with us back to 2013 when we were doing this stuff, and we got a huge, like, I guess, experience boost because we use that like as basically like a basis for everything that we do.
Well, remember too that this was after the movie.
Yeah.
So like, I always think of it in my mind of after we graduated from high school, we kind of were just looking for stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like for a few years, we kind of just wandered around.
Yeah, I did a lot of that.
Yeah, we just all kind of were trying to find ourselves as 18, 19, 20, 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember, when was it, 2009 or 10 that we did the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So we graduated in 2005, and we really kind of just were hanging out and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, playing Marvel and Street Fighter a lot.
Yeah.
And then that's how I view is big commitments that we take.
Mm-hmm.
So like for 5 years, we were just all about the group. Oh, the group,
yeah,
we
the
did
group.
this, our group and this, and we're like a group. And then in 2010 or something, we did the movie.
Yeah.
And then it was like, holy shit, guys.
Oh, for people who don't know, that was The Unmentionables.
Yeah, that was The Unmentionables.
Yeah.
And we should do an episode where we talk about the movie. I think
we already we kind of like mentioned it. We mentioned it before.
Origin.
But we should definitely go into like depth, like what it was supposed to do, like what was the point behind it and stuff like that.
And then after we did the movie, a couple years go by, we're trying to find other little things. We were planning a sequel. We were planning other movies.
Yeah,
the None on the Run.
Mm-hmm.
No, not None on the Run. None Shall Pass.
Yeah.
And so we had all these different ideas. Oh, the bus stop.
The bus stop.
And I still have your spiral is right there. You see it? It's
and
literally
there
all your
it shall
notes.
stay.
But I've had that here for over 10
because if
years.
I take it, it's gonna get destroyed.
And we did the movie, then we did Nerds, and it was kind of on a whim.
Yeah.
Like I had just got fired from GameStop, and brother-in-law was like, "Yo, come work for me at this computer shop." And so I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Mr. Ben.
Ben.
Mr. Bendover.
But no, Ben was really cool to hire me to do that. My job was super easy.
Yeah.
I did barely anything, and then I picked his kids up, my nephews from school. Mm-hmm. And then that was pretty sweet gig.
And then I went in after you to go paint y'all's... It was supposed to be like the... What did you call that? Like the podium where the register was going to sit?
Oh, the desk. He had made the NES.
No. It was the NES like podium.
Oh, no, that was later. That was way later. That was when we.
And that was the night he asked me what you had already asked. You know, he was like, "So are you coming in? Are you gonna be a part of this?"
Yeah, because we had always talked about it. Like he wanted to open like a pop culture thing. Mm-hmm. But what was it that he wanted to do? Was it just retro game type stuff?
Yeah, he wanted to do retro game, but like repair shop.
As you can see the shirt.
But he wanted like computers there too, right? Like computer games and stuff.
So he was very he was a lot like Caleb. He was like very, not saying this in a derogatory way, but like a very dreamer. You know, he had like a vision. You know, that he wanted to start something that was. I think at the time, retro gaming and stuff like that, it hadn't picked up.
Yeah, it was not a thing.
No. It was, you know, I think like YouTube
physical locations.
Yeah, YouTube was still fairly. It was like in its infancy still.
Yeah.
You know, it hadn't picked up the way it is now, where you literally can just go and like learn whatever you want. At the time, it was mainly like funny videos and stuff. Yeah.
People, getting hit in the nuts.
We wouldn't have gotten views back then.
I actually think we would have like dominated.
Oh, well, maybe so. Yeah,
if we would have had the same work ethic that we have now in 2006 or 7.
Yeah.
I actually think we would have been super successful because we have super dumb ideas. It's like our ideas are the same from when we were 18.
Maybe. But I remember that because even at that point, it was like Tobuscus was like the big name for YouTube.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, okay.
But so Ben came to me and was like, or not even came to me, just while we're there, he's telling me about this idea, and we've always spitballed big dream ideas. And then there was a place that was located right next to where we were at, and it was empty.
Yeah.
And he had talked to the owner, the landlord, the landlady. She was like, yeah, whatever, this is the price. He told me, and I'm like, yo, that's not that much at all.
Yeah. What was it, like 400?
It was like $450 a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so I approached everybody in our group, and I'm like, yo, we could do this. We can just all of us pitch in, because that was the original concept. Was
it started as a place to just get together
and hang out.
Yeah, and hang out. Yeah.
And so we had a business, or not even a business. Ben was running the business. The idea was we were going to pay rent and have a place to hang out.
Yeah.
And then me and you would work there, so that way we could just, eventually get paid, help Ben out. That was the original concept.
Yeah.
And so we were totally fine losing, because I think we had like 9 of us, and we were like, well, everybody just pitch in like $50 a month, and that'll cover rent.
Yeah.
And then Ben can fix consoles and do all the stuff that he wants to do. And then it evolved. It evolved into more or less a comic book / card shop.
Yeah.
We opened up 2013. We were in there like in 2012, and we were playing like D&D, right?
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
Yeah. Pathfinder.
With Matt was DMing for us. He was a very stern DM.
Yeah. Stern is to put it lightly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt was by the book, but also by Matt's book. Shout outs to Matt though, because Matt, was a part of that.
Yeah.
He helped out a lot.
A lot.
Very appreciative.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, Matt, right now... Oh, wait, I was talking about Matt Price.
Yeah, I know.
I said, now this Matt.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this, is there's like 40 Matts.
Yeah, a lot of Matts.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Oh, so what's your name? What's your name, dude?
Oh, Matthew Ortiz.
There you go.
From On the Run from Reality. I got another...
God, quit plugging your shit.
Hey, man. I got to plug it somehow.
No, go
Shout out to On the Run from Reality, guys. Go and find us on Spotify. If you liked listening about nerd stuff, that's all we got over there.
And also Ghost Stories.
And Ghost Stories, yeah. I think that's our number one...
Well, today's a ghost story.
Episode.
Are y'all... Oh,
Nerds
yeah.
die?
We're definitely talking about a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Matt, they talk about like fun old nerd and ghost stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to downplay it.
But okay, so like to get into it, it started becoming a comic book shop. We started doing a lot more comic book adjacent stuff. We carried retro games, but it was always the comics that kind of flourished the most. And
well, they're the most. We always said it. They were the most consistent.
The most consistent, yeah,
they
definitely.
were the cheapest to order.
No, but it was the comic book people that we had in the most. Like those. That was
Wait. What do you mean? As in, because the people who were there the most were easily the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh well, yeah, that was after though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like because it was like Matt here was the hero of nerds.
He was the hero of Canton.
Because it was Free Comic Book Day that definitely widened, it shaped and created the tone for what nerds actually was going to be.
I think I have a picture of him dressed up as the
Transformer. And
I was
so
Captain America.
Yeah, he was Captain America.
Josh was the Transformer.
Oh. Well, then I don't have a picture of you.
And the other Matt was Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Remember that? I have. I'll try and post a bunch.
Because I think I even put like a Free Comic Book Day poster on my shield while I was
shout out to Matt Gonzalez. Thanks for doing
spinning it around outside.
So everybody knows Free Comic Book Day takes place in May. It's every year that they literally you reach out to your distributor, which at the time ours was Diamond. Well, at the time ours was Diamond, and that's literally all you could get. But Free Comic Book Day ended up really saving the day for us. We did
like a lot of giveaways.
Yeah. We were at a lull. You know, we kind of were trying to figure out what we did and where we needed to, like, I guess, grasp our customer base. And it finally it cemented itself after Free Comic Book Day. The Captain America, the people dressing up and cosplaying, before cosplay was necessarily like a huge thing like it is now, you know. But that drove in so many customers that we literally were like, oh wow, okay, so now it felt more real, it felt more legit. Grounded, and it felt more legit after that.
We made those little packets and with the free comic books, and everybody who came in, we just made sure they grabbed everything they wanted. And we had that table that was full of stuff, and we told everyone, just grab whatever you want.
And we were giving away hot dogs that day.
Yeah. That was because Daniel showed up. I remember Daniel showed up, and we were having hot dogs.
Yeah, and then we had just people coming in for the hot dogs.
Yeah.
There was just some dude, he brought his whole family. He's like, hey, man, are you free? I was like, yeah, man. Go ahead, you know. And he made himself like 7 plates, and I was like, I think he's going to have to buy something at this point.
So I think it's important for us to note that none of us went to school for business. None of us went to school for anything spectacular. Like when I was a kid, my grandparents ran like a convenience store, so like I kind of had like a little bit of like how to get things done. Mm-hmm. But none of us, we just kind of went into that raw.
Yeah.
And like everybody was like, well, what do we do? And so we kind of were finding our way the whole time. Mm-hmm. Things got tricky as time went on. Like the biggest point of contention for me the entire time was what to order.
Right.
Versus like, we have to do comics, and that's what we kept telling everybody. Because remember, everybody was
against it.
Because like our whole group, there was nobody spent as much time there as like us three.
Yeah.
Us three, it's safe to say, was like the ones working all the time.
Yeah.
And you all two above me. Well, Marty above me, and then Matt for like weekends and shit, because you were still in school.
Yeah. But I would open that store.
Yeah. Matt, you were. If we didn't have you, there's a lot of days that we would have been closed.
Yeah, because I had to go get another job, and I started working at Brewster's, and he took over
for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No. Actually, so Jet made me choose between the store and them.
Oh, yeah.
And I chose the store.
I remember picking you up from there and like, taking you to work.
Yeah.
And that way you could work and I could go home because I just had a baby.
I loved that job, but they brought me to the office and they were like, hey, so what's going on? Why are you late and why are you leaving early? And I was like, well, I told him what was going on. We had the store going. And the guy was like, hey, well, I can't have you, subject to right. That's exactly what he said. And I said, well, he was like, so I need you to make a choice here or there. And they were offering me like a $3 or $4 raise.
Oh wow.
Because he was like, I heard you're a great hand. I don't want to lose you. And he offered me a raise. He had the paperwork on the table. And he goes, but I need the choice right now. So I literally was like, hey, man, well, I'm sorry. Got to go. And I hit the bus, and I was like really regretting it. I was like super scared. Because
you should have just worked there, and then we could have.
He wasn't going to let me. He wasn't going to let me.
No, I'm saying like you just work at Jet, and then when you get out, you know what I mean?
Well, no, dude, like he sent guys over there to go see if I was there.
Oh my god!
He actually did that.
That's dumb.
He actually did that.
But whenever we opened, I'm trying to like make sure that we cover like the funny, like the interesting bits, right? Mm-hmm. So like anybody out there that wants to open their own store, me and Marty and everybody pitched in like physical things, like merchandise for inventory.
Yeah.
But when we first opened, that was the plan. Was we'll get inventory over time.
Yeah.
But we'll just bring all of our home stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's basically how we furnished the entire store.
Yeah.
Ben built those cool shelves. I always liked those modular type shelves. Uh-huh. I like the way those look.
With the pegboards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest to God, like if we ever opened again, like
it looked really nice. I liked the layout, I liked the layout. Everything looked nice. In fact, like we got to try to get some pictures. But if you're looking for what we're talking about, you can go to the Facebook, search Nerds and
CBS.
Yeah, Nerds CBS. It's still on there. You can look at some of the old pictures.
Old pictures.
Dumb posts.
I think there was a commercial on there too.
Yeah, that silly thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Street Fighter.
That's like
I actually really liked it though.
That's basically the videos we do now.
Yeah. Lots changed since then, but
but whenever we let's see. One thing that we lucked out big time. I don't know if y'all remember. The Blockbuster was closing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Oh, is that? Oh, we got all the shelving.
We got the shelving, and then we got that circular.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Juan bought a bunch of the fixtures in the Blockbuster,
Because his idea was pretty nice. He wanted to start selling clothing, so he bought some of the stuff to put clothing items,
clothing
in there.
racks and stuff. And we still had one.
And the shirts were nice. I mean, I've always been jealous. I'm sorry.
That was part of our original plan.
Yeah, to make the shirts.
Apparel.
Yeah,
we were gonna make T-shirts.
I was always jealous of his taste in clothes because he was very trendy,
very hipster.
He was a hipster. Yeah, I think he still is, but
pays attention to trends and like Johnny Cupcake.
But you'll never know it because he doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, he doesn't want to show his face on the.
But but talking more about nerds, we went through like a carnival ride there, and it was some of the greatest memories ever achieved. Was at that little it was a tiny little store, but we made so many friends, accomplished a lot of things that I would have never thought we did. But the Yu-Gi-Oh scene, I feel like we kind of brought it to that area.
Oh yeah, because there was nothing there.
There was a lot of people playing, and then we kind of gave them a home. I just wish that we could have had the product, because that was our problem. Yeah. That's 100% the reason we failed as a business, was we could not get new product, and we didn't know anything at the time.
Yeah.
Like my distributor that I have now, if we would have had it, I always say that if we would have had my distributor now, for it then, oh man, we'd still be open.
Because Caleb does Final Fantasy card games.
Yeah, I still sell. Anybody who's looking for Final Fantasy,
you don't plug that enough. You know,
dude. I mean, nobody plays Final Fantasy.
Doesn't matter. You know,
there's a market somewhere.
I have full sets of old opuses. If anybody wants to play Final Fantasy, you'll help keep the nerd spirit alive.
Yeah.
I try. Nobody wants to play it. People are terrible.
Yeah. I guess that includes us. But.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I gave y'all some I gave you some. Mm-hmm. I gotta find you that 8-deck, dude.
Oh,
anyway. We did make a lot of friends. Mike, Chris, Sam, John.
There's so many names, and I do want to thank each one of y'all in kind. But you know who you are. If you're watching this, you are very much appreciated.
And come sit on the show and let's do some episodes, talk about some old nerd stories.
Yeah. Not Colton, though. Colton, you cannot come here.
No. I love Colton. I love Colton.
That's a joke, but he I feel like every now and then there's going to be a story that runs adjacent to the main story, right? Mm-hmm. And he was the side quest. This dude, if y'all would have met him at the time,
kind of an antagonist a little bit.
Yeah, he was literally just somebody you couldn't stand to be around. But little by little, as he
wore you down.
Yeah. No. I say, I feel like we changed him for the better.
Oh yeah. No, that's accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah, because
him being around us. Yeah.
We defended him when he needed to be defended, when he didn't do anything wrong, and because he had one of those personalities that just
very abrasive.
They blame him.
Very abrasive. That's the best word.
He was a very abrasive person.
And so a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people butted heads with him, and I think that has been the effect that our group has always had. Bring us your misfits and
bring us your poor, your tired.
Yeah. It's the truth though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the idea behind it is everybody has faults, but if those people can learn to fit in with a group, then you'll do great in our group. You know? Mm-hmm. And I think Colton was a perfect example of that. When he first was there,
he's a shining example, and
people hated him.
I hope you're still doing well, dude.
I did.
Hated him.
They hated that guy.
And I would always be like, y'all leave him alone. He comes in here, he spends money like everybody else. Mm-hmm. Y'all leave him alone, and everybody would give him shit. And I butted heads with him a few times. You know, there was one time we straight up kicked him out of the store.
Yeah.
But
we kicked him out for a few days. Actually,
you were there the day that I had to kick him out because he was fighting with I forgot what was his name.
Juan.
Juan.
He was fighting with Juan. Juan was 16.
They were getting in a fight over Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, ironically, right? They were fighting over Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
And that's why everybody who feels like, I was the best at Yu-Gi-Oh and I did this the best and I did that, nobody remembers you and nobody cares about you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But everyone remembers hating on Colton.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so I love it because that's a perfect example of quality that can't be measured.
Right.
You know?
And we're talking a lot about somebody who we helped shape, but we had customers who came in who they definitely changed my mindset on a lot of things. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure y'all felt the same way. I mean, Emilio was one of those people, you know?
Yeah.
Immediately came off like, oh, I don't want this guy here. And then literally I was like, Emilio, dude, you got to get down here. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we need you here
Honestly,
tonight.
To be fair, about Emilio, I asked him originally. I ran into him at Cotton's, and he straight up. I told him, I said, "Hey, we're doing an episode on nerds. You want to come sit in and talk with us?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then getting older,
it happens. It happens.
I was like, Emilio.
Emilio. No, he was a great dude, and I still have so after HeroClix kind of took off because there was nowhere to play HeroClix in Corpus at all, nowhere. HeroClix took off in our shop. I mean, at one point we had 16 players, which I know if y'all don't know about HeroClix, that's a gigantic number.
Yeah.
Especially for those particular years, you know, and it sounds so small, right? But that really, I mean, the whole store was full. You know,
because that store was very small. It was very hot in there.
It was
really
hot.
glad I never got into HeroClix.
Well, I'm out of it now, so I mean, it's not that big a deal. But
you were really into.
But shout out to those. You know who you are, guys. HeroClix guys.
Shout out
Steve.
to Chris for giving me that Akuma.
Chris, yeah. Oh, he did, right? Yeah.
He gave you the.
That's right. Yeah. The Akuma HeroClix.
Shoryuken Akuma.
Yeah, because your mom too. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to my mother.
Top secret hero. Miss Lane, she was literally like our Samuel L. Jackson in the background.
Yeah, she straight up, and that's.
I say that like for Nick Fury, you know. Like.
They had independent success going on in their own lives, but she was sharing some of that wealth, and she was just like, hey, how are y'all doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get this done. And she's like, look, here, I'll just give you rent. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I don't want to say no, but
no, she was a big hero.
She's always been a very generous person to all of our family and friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But remember that was originally we were going to make him a plaque, and it was going to be the Caring Cat Center for Kids Who Can't Get Right.
I remember that. That would have been great.
One of these days, if we ever have a spot, we'll put that up.
So. Yeah, we're going to start... Okay, so never mind. We'll save it for another episode, maybe. Start talking about the Patreon and stuff like that.
Let's save that for whenever we actually get it set up.
Yeah.
But we can tell them what we're intending.
Let's do it on the next episode.
Well, they already kind of heard.
Because what are we at?
I don't know. Just tell them.
Okay, so we're going to start doing... We have the intention of making longer type videos, maybe like podcast form as well. And we'll probably try to release those through Spotify, other things like that, for the people who like to listen to long form videos.
And find like extra behind the scenes.
Right, behind the scenes. Because y'all don't get to see the full conversations. And that's just absolute truth.
We usually cut a lot out.
We cut a lot out. And... it's for the better because then y'all would kind of be stuck if you wanted to get like the full information. You'd be stuck watching the whole video. So for the people who do want to, we're going to attempt a Patreon and then a long form video. So you'll be able to get like the full 45 minutes, the full 52 minutes that we go way over. And for the fans who want to see that, or the people who enjoy long form videos,
extra content.
Right, it's extra content. Yeah,
but heck, also don't forget listeners and viewers. If you know us and you have funny stories that you remember, hit us up. Come film with us.
Straight up. Yeah.
Also, y'all probably going to be seeing old Matt's mug here a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm going to make it out here a lot for a lot of other stuff.
Because he used to do his own podcast.
Oh, I still do from time to time.
Hey, I'll help you. I'll participate anytime you need me. I've told you that for 2 years.
I also have another podcast going with just myself.
What was that one called?
That one's called It Came From Live Oak Street.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah.
If you send me links, I'll put them on here.
Okay. The first episode is in the works of that new podcast.
Hey, and if any of y'all listening are working on any of that stuff, hit us up and we will share links too.
Come be a guest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you can't be a guest, we'll share your links. We'll talk about your business. I mean, we're trying to do that with some of the local shops here.
We're trying. Hey, if anybody knows the people from Most Wanted Comics, tell them. Let's do some work.
Yeah.
We got a funny sketch idea that we kind of need a comic book shop, and they're the only place that I super want to endorse in town.
Oh, well, that dude you were talking about from FX, Gene, he's going to start a card shop soon. So that's one where we should be in touch with that guy, you know?
Yeah.
Gene, if you're listening, which I doubt it, you don't even know that we do this, but I totally expect your shop to do well because he's a smart kid.
We also need to try and plan something with Cottons and see if they even want to, because I think it would be cool to do some more stuff there.
Yeah.
Cottons has always been good to us. I like Katie and Jacob. And that dude I met the other day. Shout out dude who was a big fan of Metal Gear.
I think y'all watching this video, you'll see why we have a soft spot for local communities like that. You know, we definitely, because we've kind of seen it from the inside too.
We
you
felt
know,
the struggle.
Yeah.